Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Lumini here, back again with another episode of the Mind Save here on my channel. Now, we've had a bunch of suggestions back from you guys, some that I think will be pretty feasible for us to maybe do, some that I think are maybe less feasible. I also have worked out my own targets, or a couple of my own targets at least, that I may be interested in. I'm doing mass scouting at the moment of loads of players. Some of these players aren't even being scouted yet. One of the ones that I am quite interested in now, obviously I need to scout him still first, is Patson Daka. I think that was a pretty interesting suggestion, considering he's still 24, obviously just got relegated with Leicester as well. That could be a good option for us. We also had Jordan Teze and Tariq Lamptey suggested. Lamptey, I think, may be out of our price range, but like I say, we're still going to scout him, see what we can do, but I think he may be out of our price range. Teze may fall around that kind of area. I've also come up with a different tactic that I think we might go for instead of the 5-back, which is this 3-back, which is kind of similar to the 5-back, but we've kind of pushed the wing-backs up and in a little bit. It may not work. It's probably going to be the formation that I start the season with. We've also had a little bit of change at the back. I've decided that Vidma, because he can play centre-back, we're going to make him a full-time centre-back. He's going to slot in there with Hatch Olsen and I think it's Leach. Like I said, pronunciations are not going to be my strong suit. Vandenberg, I've found okay. I've got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Edemilson Fernandez, but that may change as the season goes on. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to make loads and loads of signings in this first window, just because I want it to stick slightly more realistic to what the squad is that Mainz have in real life. We do have our first load of youth scouting back though, which like I said is something I'm going to invest heavily in, so let's hope we got some prospects here. Looks like a decent looking lad there, not too bad. Some decent ratings at least. Let's check out some valuations. 425 is always going to be an instant sign up. 325 will be an instant sign up as well. The rest I'm going to wait on until we look at the German side of things, and then we'll come back over to the Austrians if there's someone else we like the look of. Not a lot of players from the German side of things. Good potentials on a lot of them though. Well, I say a lot of them, 2 of them. So we will call both of these guys up. Oh, 675 on that guy there, so he's looking very promising. I think we'll call up one out of these 4, and we'll call up Tim Strasser. So let's go now, take a proper look at them in our... just quickly do these, just to see what we brought in here. For once, I don't remember everyone that we brought in. I think Dennis Hansen was the high valuation guy that we had. He's only 5'8", left back / centre back. He probably will just stay as a left back for me. I have a rule for anybody who's new. I only call up youth players once they hit 60 overall. Once they hit 60 overall, we'll usually decide, we leave everyone unbalanced. If they hit 60 overall, then we usually decide from there as to what we're going to do with them. Just a base rule that I have, no specific reason, it's just something that I like to do. Him we already had. Patrick Mayer is a left mid / left wing, 5'9", 69 to 94 potential. Got good pace on him already. Ball control and dribbling not too shabby either. Jonathan Schmidt, left mid / right mid, 73 to 94 potential, 5'7". Does have 5-star weak foot though. Again, decent pace on him. Ball control and dribbling again is pretty decent. David Martins was already here. Tim Strasser was one of the last guys we called up. Left wing / left mid. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot is pretty impressive. 5'11". Nice pace again, dribbling, free kick accuracy, curve and ball control all good from him, and he has the trickster trait, which is not a trait I've seen a lot actually. And last up is Martin Mosser. He's a striker slash centre forward, 6'1", 66 to 90 potential, 3-star, 3-star. Good agility and balance on him. Ball control again, decent. So there's some good looking prospects in there. If they can grow to 60, like I said, we can get them involved in the team and hopefully get them a bit of play time. I'm going to keep advancing here until we either have scouting back or we get to a first game or anything else pops up, and I'll let you guys know. So there's a 5-star defending coach here who we're going to bring in. Hopefully he'll help out the defending boys a little bit. Going to look to see if we can bring in an attacker as well. Got a couple of 3-stars. I think we'll bring in this one, Ravelli. Oh, also, just before I keep advancing, we got the shirt. The Mainz shirt is here, so we're now officially decked out in Mainz gear, and we're ready to go. Transfer here for Philip Schultz, loan to buy. You know what? Let's negotiate and see what they're offering, and then we'll go from there. 500k. I'm gonna ask for a 10% sell-on clause. I'm going to guess that was a reject. It didn't actually pop up, so I had no idea what was going on there. But yeah, it is rejected, so he won't be going anywhere as of yet. Bunch more transfer offers coming in here, though. Enis Shabani here has got a 2-year loan offer coming from Rizespor. Yeah, we will accept that. Edmilson Fernandez has got a transfer offer coming in here from Lyon. I'm not fully against letting Edmilson Fernandez go. We could potentially replace him as well. Let's see what they say. 3.25. You know what? I will accept that. Like I said, I haven't been the hugest fan of Edmilson Fernandez. He can cover a lot of positions, which is why I was tempted to keep him, but we could easily just replace him. So yeah, I think that works for us. Another loan offer coming in for Shabani here. Now a loan to buy from Rotherham. I'll delegate it down just to a loan. I think just a loan. I don't want to. Edmilson Fernandez will be leaving us to go and join Lyon in France. Another loan offer coming in here for Gruda. I don't think I'm going to let him leave on a loan to buy, but I definitely will loan him out because I think he could have decent potential. I have set some development stuff. Not loads yet. There's more that I need to set. Obviously, Vidma, we've got to go to a centre-back. That's going to be an incredibly long time before that's finished. So, hopefully the coaches can help with that a little bit. Core, I'm trying to get to a central midfielder. But again, it's a very long time. Don't know if it's going to necessarily pan out. Bernard Wazriak, the young man that we brought in, I'm going to try and make him into a central midfielder. And then we can hopefully grow him. And I think position change wise, that's everything right now. I do want to get a training development plan in on Burkhart potentially. Also maybe on the likes of Propeller. Bro Martins I've got on box to box at the moment, but like if you guys have any suggestions of potential training that we should do for the likes of Burkhart, then let me know in the comments below. Loan offer for Shabani. He will be going out on 2 years to Rizespor, so he should get some nice play time there over the 2 years hopefully. Hoffenheim have come in for a 16 million offer for Jordan Teze. Like I said though, we don't have 16 million. So he may just be out of our price range like I thought he might. I did think that would probably be the case. Schulz will be leaving us to go, I believe it's to France. Barrero Martins. Interesting. Everton are offering us Abdoulaye Doucouré plus 400k for Barrero Martins. As much as I like Abdoulaye Doucouré as a player, I think Barrero Martins is going to be a big player for us moving forward. So I'm going to reject that for now. I've just missed. I haven't actually talked about anything that's going on here. I did mean to, but I forgot to unpause. So what I was saying here is we had a bunch of scouting come back. Obviously, we let Edmilson Fernandez go. Moussa Diarra here. He's a young player, 22 years old. He can play left back, centre back, and central midfield. So I feel like even though he's lower rated, he is significantly younger than Edmilson Fernandez was. He's very cheap to pick up as well, and I think he will be a very good rotational option for us who we can grow in the background, picking him up for pretty cheap, under 10k on wages as well. Moussa Diarra will be joining us to replace Edmilson Fernandez as a good rotational option for us, hopefully. Yeah, I was saying we've got a bunch of scouting still that I'm waiting back before we can even go in and scout these players. But I'm going to leave on there because he may be one that we go for in the future. I was also talking about Ignatius Gagano. I think if we can't get Patson Daka in, Gagano may be the player that I go for because he has similar qualities in terms of he's a pacey player who can get in behind and stuff like that. So I think he would be a good backup option if we can't get Daka in, but we still have to wait and see if that is possible. Take a little look at Moussa Diarra here. Like I said, can play centre back, central midfield and left back. So I think he'll be a very good option at 6'1" as well. Got decent height about him, and at 22 years old I think we should be able to grow him fairly well. Another interesting one here, Lee Jae-sung transfer offer coming in from Villarreal. The interesting thing about this is obviously Lee Jae-sung is, sorry there's a bug flying in front of my monitor, is 31 years old, so probably doesn't have a lot of playtime left for us, but that experience could also be big for us this season. What I'm going to do is I'm going to negotiate to see if we can get a bunch more money for him. Then I'd be interested. No, they're not going to go that high, which is fine. I didn't really want to sell him ideally either. That's right, Robin. We're working it out. Zentner's apparently not happy with me not bringing in additions yet, but that's fine. Another Lee Jae-sung transfer offer coming in here from Roma. We're just going to delegate this one. We'll start off at 18.5. I don't really want to go below 17.5 if I'm honest. I'll probably reject that, but yep. Almost at the first game of the season as well. Oh, Jesus. But first, we've got all of the scouting that we've done coming back. Teze has joined Hoffenheim, so we will remove him as he won't be an option for us anymore. Right, so a bunch of scouting has come back like I thought it would. We've sent out the scouts to scout the other guys that we hadn't done yet. Mascara's just joined, so he won't be available. We're going to wait for Daka to come back before we make any attacking signings. But yeah, you can see a bunch of players here that look decent. I kind of have this vision for our first season or two where we're going to kind of mix experience with potential. I kind of like a Brighton model in a way, where we're going to try and use maybe talents that aren't so common, mix them with talents that are known or on the other end of their career, and maybe go from there as to like improving the team, using the money to fund more signings in the future. With that in mind, Gianluca Prestiani is someone that I'm very interested in. At 17 years old, 71 rated, I think he's got a lot of upside for the future. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can pick him up this season and get him a decent bit of growth. Now this is interesting because a lot of people were saying maybe to sell Bell. And I think I'm not against maybe letting Bell go and bringing somebody else in. But we don't really have that target yet. 5% sell on. I'm going to accept that. That may be a little bit controversial because I'm swapping for a player that maybe we could possibly go without for a player that we do need at the moment. But like I say, I really want to bring in these, like, I've never really done a save where we bring in talents and then potentially sell them on in the future for like double the money, etc. I'm kind of interested in doing something like that. So Prestiani will come in, Bell will go the other way. Like I say, maybe it's a little bit of a controversial signing, but at 17 years old, already 71 rated, I think that Prestiani has got massive upside. We've got a couple centre-back targets lined up, so we'll wait for them to come back before we do anything. Right, first game of the season and first game of the series as well. We're up against Union Berlin, who are a very decent side. Obviously, they also recently just signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They've got Aronson that they just brought in. Bonucci's in this team now. Juranovic, Gozens, Corral. They've got a very good team. What we will do, though, for our first game of the season, we will do a press conference. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first press conference with Mainz. We're ready to take your questions. Let's get underway. You're approaching your first match as manager of a Bundesliga side. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling going into it? I'm very excited to take my first steps into the Bundesliga. German football's I've always had a great admiration for German football. I think there's been a lot of great players, a lot of great teams, and it's becoming more and more competitive. Obviously, you still have Bayern at the top that kind of run the division a bit, but the teams behind it are getting closer and closer. So we hope to, at one point or another, be a team that can push up there. But at the moment, obviously, we're working on our very early days, so we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. But I'm very excited to get started. Your first opponents are Union Berlin, a team that were high flyers last season. How do you feel that your side matches up against them going into this game? Like I just said, there's a lot of talented teams in this league. There's not really, at the moment for us, going to be any games that we mark down as like guaranteed 3-pointers. We have to be at our best for every game to get something out of this season, and that's what we're going to look to do. As we believe in ourselves, we know that we can push for decent results. We can push for, being competitive. We don't want to embarrass ourselves or anything like that. So we're going to look to do our best. Union, obviously, very good side. Just qualified for Champions League last season, shocking a lot of other teams. Yeah, they're a great side. It's going to be a tough first game, but it will be a good first game to see where we're at and gauge our levels, and hopefully we can come out on the end of a good result. Can we expect to hear any German interviews from you? Yeah, I can say honestly that my German isn't the strongest at the moment. We'll definitely be getting some more lessons in. Hopefully we can, by the end of my time here, know some German at least. That would be ideal, but most of the boys have been really welcoming to me. They've worked hard. My coaches have been great with translations, etc. The club have been great with helping me with translators and stuff. So far, we've not met too many issues in terms of things not translating properly or anything like that. So if things can continue in that same vein, then that's great for us. Thanks, everyone. Right, here we go. We are going to go for the 3-back that I was potentially trying to use and see how it works. It's a bit of a risky thing to do in the first game of the season, but it is what it is.
It's time for the talking to stop and for the action to begin. A brand new Bundesliga season for us to look forward to, and it starts right here.
And we're away in the away shirt for the first game of the season. Defending is my worst enemy, which is kind of a problem because defending was kind of already my worst enemy last game, and now it's even harder. So yeah, that's interesting. You know what isn't interesting is the fact that those lights keep popping up in my screen. That may be a little bit of a problem if that's a thing in a few Bundesliga stadiums, because that is very distracting when that happens. Got a chance to strike here. It's a good first strike, but Ronald gets to it. It's going to be a corner for us. Not a bad first move. Cross coming in. Can we win the header? And we have scored first in our first game of the season. I believe it's Dominic Kor. Is it Dominic? It's Kor for sure. I can't remember the. I will get better at this, I promise. I promise. Just when I'm learning players for the first time. It's going to be a bit messy, but yeah. Kor does give us our first goal from a corner. I was pretty certain that a lot of our goals this season may come from set pieces with the height that we have in this side. And it's nice to actually start off the season with us scoring the first goal. I was afraid that we might get battered, but at least we scored. We can take that as a positive for ourselves. Mwene. See if we can find the head of a Jork here. It's a good cross, and that's a great header from a Jork. I also forgot to show, but we have actually stepped up to Ultimate because I just decided to bite the bullet since I've played a couple of games now on Ultimate Team, etc. I just thought, well, I've got the experience that I was asking for beforehand, but that is a very good cross from Wene there to find the head of a Jork, and we are 2-0 up. Surprisingly 2-0 up as well. I did not expect to even score in our first game, but yeah, not only have we scored, we've doubled our lead. Are dropping in a bit more. What's just happened there?
Oh, this looks useful.
It's a good strike. That is a very good save from Zentner there, though. Headed away for the throw-in here. Going to be an early sub for Union Berlin, and it's going to be the debut for Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the 27th minute of the game. Gosens. Haberer. I can imagine they're going to just be throwing crosses in to Dominic Calvert-Lewin now. Volland's going to get that there. It's a good header back into the box, and Union Berlin are back in the game. 2-1. Wouldn't like to say that we were overconfident. I actually think we were holding out quite well. Maybe the clearance isn't the greatest. Krau heads it back into Volland there, and we just can't close him out fast enough. 2-1 and going into half-time. You know what? For our first game in the Bundesliga, our first game with Mainz, that's not too bad of a half. I definitely didn't expect for us to score 2 goals in the first half. I didn't really expect us to score 2 goals in the game. The thing we can't do now, though, is capitulate, because that could happen with overconfidence. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Volland. Haberer. What the actual fuck? That absolutely flew. Haberer has just hit one of the hardest shots I think I've ever seen.
He hits it so cleanly and the keeper has no chance. That's a great strike.
Wow. I mean, yeah, like, I don't think Zentner can do much about that. 2-2. Union Berlin looking to complete the turnaround here. I need to check just in case. What? Hello? I don't... Guys. I think my game is just broken. What's happening? Yeah, I think my game may have just broken, because for some reason I can't get out of this menu now. Whether I click yes or no, I mean, you guys can see this. Oh, wait. No, what is it doing? Stop. Right, okay, we fixed it. Kashi's out wide. Can he bring that down fast enough? No, he can't. Juranovic's going to get to it. Just let that go out for the throw. We're not going to make the change just yet. Going to wait until after this corner. The York is there, and it's another big set piece for us. Is that now 3 corners, 3 goals? Like I said, I felt like we were going to be lethal from set pieces, and at the moment it is proving to be the case that set pieces are huge for us. A York gets a big header onto that one. Good corner as well. We do take the lead back 3-2. Juranovic. Oh, good step round from Juranovic. Going to cross it to the edge of the box to Yannick Haberer, who keeps hitting them from this range. Don't want to let him get a power shot. He's already scored one. Aronson. Volland. No, he's got a powerful shot about him as well. Aronson gets tackled by Da Costa. Now here we come forward. Dominic Kor's going to carry this. Find a Jork on the run. Don't know if a Jork's got the pace to go past Derecki, and he definitely doesn't. Unlucky there, because that was a good break for us. Leisch going to win that header down to Rischer. Widmer. Looks like we're going to walk away from our first Bundesliga game as winners, though. Burkhardt late on. Oh my god, what a strike from Jonathan Burkhardt there! He makes it 4-2. I did not expect to score 4 goals in our first game in the Bundesliga, away from home as well. This is a crazy result for us against Union Berlin, who are a very good side. It's a good run from Burkhardt there. Cuts it back just behind the defender. Very good strike into that corner. Jonathan Burkhardt showing up huge off of the bench there. And a huge first game for us. Talk about a confidence builder for me as well. I thought this was pretty much dead set that we were going to get beaten, if not hammered. But we actually walk away as winners in our first game. Big performance from the boys. a Jork as well. 2 goals from 2 crosses. One from a corner, I think the other was just a normal cross. I can't remember. I have to look back on the goals properly. But that's a massive, massive game from us. Come on, that's a huge start. I like this background stuff as well that you get. I want to just see a little bit of this because I haven't really had a chance to properly enjoy the menus and stuff yet. We're going to add something new this career mode, and we are going to have a post-match interview. So let's get that done. Manning, a huge start to his career as Mainz manager. Talk to us about that. Yeah, I mean, what a great start. I don't want to come across too surprised because obviously I knew that if we came with our best that we could potentially walk out with a result like that, but I do have to say 4-2 is not a result that I was expecting. We took advantage of the stuff that we had over them, height-wise, etc., set-piece-wise. We did really well in that regard, and yeah, it came out on a good day for us, basically. We know at the moment that we're not going to have the slickest of football per se. No tiki-taka, moving the ball quickly along the ground, breaking lines, etc. Right now we're going to look to play to our strengths, and aerially we are probably up there with the best in the league this season. We know that we can compete with most teams in the air. If we can get the crosses into our front boys, then we have the chances, we'll have the chances, and we proved it today that by burying 3 of them that we do have aerial superiority. Burkhart wrapped up the game with an impressive goal. Can you talk to us a bit about his future? Burkhart has a big future here, and specifically for me, I've been keeping my eye on him a lot in training. I've got plans for him in the future. Hopefully we'll be able to get him into the team. At the moment we're still experimenting with perfect lineups and shapes, etc., but hopefully once we've narrowed all of that down we'll be able to get him into the team in some capacity. But yeah, he's got a big future here for us and is going to be an important player going forward in the future. Thanks guys. So a huge start for us. That sees us up to 2nd after our first game. Obviously that doesn't really matter because it's only 1 game. We can't get too overexcited. And just a little bit of proof here. I haven't actually played with competitor mode. I may put that on. We are currently on ultimate, which I'm happy with at the moment. We may put competitor mode on. I'm not a huge fan of competitor mode because I feel like it kind of takes away from the realistic kind of side of playing football, because it plays more like meta, if you know what I mean. But we may put it on. We'll decide that. So scout reports are almost back, but we are at our next game against Frankfurt, so we're going to hop into this one. Obviously we'll take a look at the quick pre-match. Obviously another tough match. Frankfurt, another team that are right up there and competing for European spots, etc. They do have Brozier in this team as well now, who they must have just brought in. Right, so we're not changing the lineup for the start of this one. I was happy with how the team played, so we're going to hope that they can recreate the same thing again. And let's get into the 2nd game of the season in the Bundesliga.
What would this great sport be without derby passion?
Oh shit, I completely forgot that this is our derby. I think we've got 2 or 3 rivals. Like I said, I really like these beginning animations. I just wish they had the lineups in them still. That would be the perfect addition. The perfect setup would have all of this plus the lineups. That would be great. Like, I literally said Rhoda a minute ago. Hear Derek Ray say Rhoda, and I say Road. Oh my god. Well, Mario Götze has just picked out an absolute wonder strike into the top bins there. And that is not the start that you want in the derby. We actually defended okay up until that point. Maybe we shouldn't have let him get inside, but the defenders maybe should be a little bit more alive. They just kind of stood still, but it's a good finish from Mario Götze, to be fair. I can't complain. Good curling effort into the top corner, but unfortunately it does mean for the first time in the save we are behind in a game. Kashi Kraus, who's seeing a lot of the ball in this position. Like I said, we're getting hemmed in a little bit. Pereira's made an okay move, but we couldn't actually find him. Marmouche. Goetze. Gonna watch Pavlidis through the middle there. Actually just goes around the outside instead, Pavlidis. Oh, what has Zentner done there, man? Why is Zentner diving for that? This may be the absolute handling that I thought we were going to get in the first game just coming to life in the second game. Unfortunately, it's in the derby. Again, defensively, we've got to do better there. We've got the spare man at the back. I think it's Leitch at the back. Should be doing better to see the player behind him. But Zentner, got to ask questions. He had a very good game last game, but he does not need to be diving for that there, so I'm not really sure why he's done that. The penetration for us right now is just not quite there, creating for us. Moine's got the chance to cross here, but again the cross, which is not getting in the box really. Think this game may call for Jonathan Burkhardt and maybe even call for a bit of Lee Jae-sung. I think those are the changes I'm going to make. Onyesivo just hasn't really been in this one, so I'm going to take him off, and I'm going to move Dominic Cole back to that more defensive role, bring Kraus off, and let Lee Jae-sung come on to maybe be a little bit more creative in that midfield. Burkhardt, that's the kind of difference that he can make with the runs. It's a good strike, but Trapp's there for the save. Finds a jork. Lee Jae-sung there. Oh, another good save from Trapp. But you can see the subs have already made a difference. Can we get up for this one? No. Burkhardt, where's the run? That's a great run from Lee Jae-sung there. He's not got the most pace in the world, but he's got enough dribbling that he should be able to find a decent run, but he can't. Just a consolation goal at this point would be nice. Oh, we almost find a jork again, but can't. Unfortunately, we will have our first loss of the season, 2-0. Like I said, I'm not too mad about that. Even though it's a derby, I didn't mean to skip all that stuff, I wanted to watch that. Even though it's a derby, I actually think we played pretty well. You can see we had all the possession, matched them pretty much on passes and everything, but we just didn't finish our opportunities, whereas they did. Mario Götze scored a very good goal. And then they hit us with the second. But yeah, I'm going to advance deadline day, see if there's any last minute business before we get into deadline day, which we will finish in the next episode. Alright, we are on deadline day. Unfortunately, for some reason, we only got Tariq Lamptey's full scout report back. I don't really know why, because we should have got everybody's because they're all 3 days. But we have got valuations for most of them at least, so that's something, I guess. Bit weird that it hasn't given us the full thing, but it is what it is. Patson Daka is up to 9 million with a 33k a week wage, so he may not be overly feasible. So what I want you guys to do is get back to me as fast as you can. Who would you like to see? Do you want to see Tariq Lamptey come in? I think we probably need to sign a centre back. So maybe Tariq Lamptey in a centre back, or do you want us to spend big and bring in Patson Daka and then maybe let another player go to bring in a centre back? You guys let me know down in the comment section below. But that's going to be the end of this episode. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to get notified when the next episode is available to you. And I hope to see you in it. Peace.